I want to turn now to Sima Shine. Sima is a former Mossad agent and the former deputy head of strategic affairs with the Israeli National Security Council. Thank you so much for being with us. In your assessment, we have seen an increase in attacks from Hezbollah over the northern Lebanon border. Is Hezbollah intentionally trying to increase the pressure, to increase the attacks, do you believe, in recent days?
Well, first of all, it's not the most increase. We had a week ago one day that was much more than that. But I think you're right to ask what is the intention of Hezbollah. And what I understand is, one, they want to be involved every day so that they can show that what Iran has established in the region, the resistance front, is operational, is working, is supporting Hamas. Therefore, we see also from Yemen, from time to time, rockets and UAVs. From Hezbollah point of view, it looks that it's important to support Hamas, but there is a limit to what they want to do for the time being. It was also expressed by Nasrallah in his last two speeches. He wants to make Israel, actually what he is saying everyone is that he, by doing what he's doing on the border, by attacking, Israel has to put a lot of soldiers on the border. Those soldiers are not available for the south. So this is the contribution that he is showing, and of course there is a huge achievement for him with the people that were evacuated from their houses on the border. So on one hand, he has he can portray a support for Hamas and bothering Israel very much. On the other hand, he's paying a lot. He has around 100 of his people that were killed. A lot of places that he was hiding before are destroyed. So the balance sheet is a mixed one. He has some achievements. He is willing to continue and do it in order to make Israel occupied with the northern border. I think for the time being, he doesn't want to go into a full-scale war.
You mentioned the evacuation of Israeli families in the north. Dozens of communities have had to be evacuated. It's unclear when they'll be able to return. The attacks are continuing daily. What will it take for Israelis to feel safe who live in the north of Israel?
That's a huge question and a very difficult one before the decision makers in Israel, because everything we saw with Hamas on the south is much more and in bigger numbers and bigger and better equipped when it comes to Hezbollah. The whole plan of infiltrating the border into the kibbutzim and villages and occupying them is a plan that was planned by Hezbollah, and actually Hamas has learned from Hezbollah. So from the point of view of the people that were evacuated on the north, once there is no change on the border, it will be very difficult to come back. Of course, Israel understands it, and as you can listen also to the military personnel that is talking, a spokesman that is talking every day, we understand it. But at the same time, since Israel decided to concentrate on the south, we don't open a full-scale war with Hezbollah. The question will be on our table to decide when the war in Gaza comes to its end. And the question will be how long Hezbollah will continue his attacks after the war is stopped in the south. If Hezbollah stops, I assume Israel will start by concentrating on the political side, trying to make sure that the Security Council Resolution 1701 will be fulfilled, and Hezbollah will not be able to go down to the border, to the Israeli border, after the Litani River, which is the Security Council resolution. We don't think that Hezbollah cares too much about Security Council resolutions, but that will give a legitimacy to Israel for some development, some steps that it can do on the mutual border in order to fulfill, to make sure that Hezbollah is not immediately on the border, that they are a little bit far away, and that on the border we don't see the points where they had before. We don't see any people walking on the border looking into Israel. Everything will have to be changed, as well as the Israeli deployment of the army around the villages and on the border.
Yeah.
So we will have to rethink everything that was before, because people will not come back to their homes if the situation remains as it was on the 6th of October.
Yeah, an increased buffer zone on the north. I want to ask your assessment on Iran here. What do you make of the reports that Iran has told Hamas leaders that we were not informed, we were not given the full scope of the picture of what you were planning on October 7th, so we cannot support you further? What do you make of the Hamas-Iranian relationship and Iran's efforts perhaps to get Hezbollah, albeit unsuccessful for now, to open up a wider front? Why hasn't that worked? Why can't Iran pressure Hezbollah more?
I think, first of all, for your knowledge, Iranians have denied that their leader has said these things to Hamas, and I doubt whether he said it so openly, so bluntly. I suppose that he might have said that he is not going to open a full-scale war, including Iran directly, because of the current situation, the international situation, and other reasons. Now, the issue with Hezbollah is not that Iran has to push them. It is a situation where both sides are consulting each other. The relationship between Hezbollah and Iran is not that Iran gives an order and Hezbollah is just fulfilling it. The relations are that they are cooperating, they are thinking together, they're evaluating the situation, and I think Iran doesn't want to spend, if I can use this word, to spend Hezbollah for Hamas. Hezbollah is the diamond in the crown of all the resistance front, and from Iran's point of view, it is there in order to save Iran. If Iran is attacked, it's not in order to save Hamas. And of course, this is something. Therefore, we see the level of atrocity on the border, the level of clashes on the border, but not more than that, because at the end of the day, no one, neither Hezbollah nor Iran, wants to see a full-scale war that Israel will destroy the Dahya in Beirut and others. And on the south of Israel, on the south of Lebanon, on our northern border, most of the population is the Shia population. They are supporters of Hezbollah, and they don't want to be in a situation like Gaza. So there are many, many reasons, and the most important one is the American presence. So there is a complex of reasons why both Iran and Hezbollah decided that this level of occupying Israel on the border is good enough.
Sima, thank you so much for your analysis.